Tea time round of golf rules are applied to members and/or guests to indicate when and where they can golf and to control the additional players that can be brought golfing. It can be based on specific times, frequencies, and golf courses. To set up a new round of golf rules, navigate to Tea Time Management, Files, Round of Golf Rules. Use this screen to specify the restriction details for rounds of golf for members. Select the appropriate club code if you have more than one setup. It will show a list of the existing round of golf rules. You can select one of them to edit the rules. To add a new one, click on Set up a new rule. Enter the rule code that describes the round of golf rule you would like to create with a maximum of 10 characters. Enter the description and notes for the rule. The notes field is for information purposes only and not used by any other area of the Tea Time Management module. Use the Rule Details button to specify the details of this round of golf rule. Choose an existing line number, enter a number, then press Enter. Or just press Enter to have the system assign the next line number. The total rounds of golf restriction section is designated for the total numbers of round restrictions for a specific time period. Note that these restrictions are applied globally to the club. You're allowed to 6 concurrent restrictions. For example, you can have 2 rounds per week, 5 rounds per month, and 15 rounds per year. When the restrictions are set up in this manner, each restriction is checked when a booking is made. The time periods are week, Monday to Sunday, month, year, day, or range. Select the checkbox beside the restrictions 1 to 6 to have the round of golf restrictions in effect. This will enable the related fields. Select each restriction required. Enter the maximum number of rounds permitted for this restriction. Select the time frame for this restriction. If choosing range, the date fields will be enabled to select the range. Select the dependent checkbox to include the rounds of golf played by dependents in the total rounds played or book calculation when enforcing this restriction. A dependent of a primary member occurs when the bill-to number in a dependent file is the primary member's number. If the dependent is booked in a separate reservation after the primary member's reservation, unless you review the primary member's reservation, the dependent check will not occur for the primary member. Use the threshold message required field to trigger a warning message that appears when making reservations to give the member notice of their rounds restriction. The booked rounds of threshold field will be enabled if threshold message is required. Use this field to set the point at which a threshold message is triggered. For example, you may have a restriction of 10 rounds per season and wish to inform the person when they have hit 8 rounds played and have 2 rounds left. Up to 6 courses are available to use for the course restrictions. These may be used in conjunction with the rounds of golf restriction or used solely on their own. Select the checkbox for restrictions 1 to 6 to have the golf course restrictions in effect. This will enable the related fields. Choose the golf course code for this restriction. Select Advanced to apply advanced date and/or time restrictions to this golf course. Click the icon to view or configure additional rounds of golf restrictions for this golf course. Once done, select OK to save the changes. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video on the additional options and round of golf restrictions, and don't forget to subscribe.